Hey everyone, my name is Andrew, and today I'm going to give you a garage review of the Uniformation GK2. So I've had a Prusa for the last couple years. It's a filament-based printer. I do like it. It has its uses, but it's not really good at printing high detail models. And that's what I really wanted to do, and that's why I did a search for a really high quality resin printer. I did want something with a larger bed, didn't want one of the small printers like the Mars. So this one really fit the bill. It has a 10.3-inch monochrome screen. You do want the monochrome screen over the older color LCDs. Most modern resin printers do have that monochrome screen now. I do like it does have the larger screen. It gives you more size on your bed to get your prints on and scale them up. Some prints are naturally a little bit smaller, so you can scale them up, you can fit them on the bed. So let's take a look at the printer. So the printer does come with a screen protector, which I like a lot. It completely covers the screen. If you do have to replace the screen, it's pretty easy. You just have to unscrew a couple screws. The screen lifts off, and there's a ribbon cable that's underneath here, and you just disconnect it and reconnect the new screen, screw it back in, and you're good to go. We're going to fire this up. While that's coming on, we'll talk a little bit more about its features. You have a USB port on the front, which I love. You don't have to reach around the side where it's going to get in the way of any other wash and cure stations or anything else you have on the side. There is another USB port on the back. That's going to be for, pretty sure, for your Wi-Fi module, which is available now. That is one of the things I wish that the printer did have when I first bought it, but it is available for purchase through Uniformation's website. So the screen here, it's a nice size, easy to read, simple layout. You have your printing screen right here, and you plug in your USB stick with your G-code file on it. It'll take a few seconds to load. This will light up, then you push that button. We'll go ahead and do it. You'll push this button, and then you'll be able to see all your files, and you can select the file that you want to print. And there it's lit up. So we go ahead and select that, and you can just scroll through and decide what you want to print. You select that, and then you can either trash it or you go ahead and print it. If you don't want to do either, just tap off. And you can see right here, the heater is getting up to 25 degrees Celsius. That's what it's set at by default. You can raise that if you want. Once it hits 25 degrees Celsius, then it'll start its print job. You have a built-in storage section here. I think it's got 4 gigabytes of built-in storage, but it's a lot of storage space for your files. You will need to clean this up at some point though, especially if you have larger files on here. But it's a nice easy way to, if you don't have the stick handy, to go in and start up a recent print. And this is where you have your data cleaning. You can wipe it all out if you want. I don't want to do that right now. Here you have your other functions. You can press this to raise or lower the bed, your Z-axis movement. You can do an exposure test. You can see here that the resin vat's been taken out. I did take it out because I'm doing this filming in my garage, and I don't want to have the resin exposed to any sunlight, stray sunlight coming in. You can see over here that the door's open, so even from over there, some stray sunlight could reach the vat and could expose it and start to harden it. You really don't want that to happen while you're trying to run your machine. So we'll cancel that. Okay, so here you have your vat cleaning section. So you can clean the whole screen or a section of the screen. I like to clean the whole screen. You can set the time for up to 30 seconds. I do like setting it at 30 seconds to make sure that the film is fully clean. So what happens is the LCD screen will light up for 30 seconds. It'll cure the bottom layer or layers of your vat, And then what you also want to do is you want to put a couple of old support sections in the corners of your vat, and then when that cures, the support section will cure to it, and you just lift that up and peel that off. Okay, and then moving on, you have your settings section. You set your language, system settings. You can change a few things in here, some sounds, some volumes. This is also where you can set your temperature, so if you don't think that 25 degrees Celsius is warm enough for your resin, you can go ahead and turn that up. That's a really big, great feature that this machine has that most other machines don't have, is that ability to be able to have this in your garage, which most people will probably have their resin printer in their garage because of the fumes. But you have the ability to print all year long. When it's winter time, as most of you probably know, you can't really print very well because the resin doesn't do well in the cold. The viscosity of the resin kind of thickens and it just doesn't print as well. So you're not restricted because of the season. You can print all year long with this machine. I did mention odors. It does have a built-in carbon filter. That's in the back of the machine. I'll pull this out a little bit. So right there, you'll see that just simply pulls right out. Basically it's a cartridge and it's magnetic and it pulls out, and then you'll be able to just push it back in with a new cartridge. And you'll order those from the Uniformation website. So here's your vat. I do have the cover on it because I don't want it to get cured from the stray sunlight. But I do love that you can just put the vat in here and it just slides in and snaps into place. Very simple, very elegant, very easy. The bed is also really easy to operate. You just flip this lid up like that and it slides right out. The bed is not etched, but I haven't had any issues with bed adhesion for my prints. Yeah, it's done fantastic. As long as you have your settings correct and your supports are good, you're really not going to have a problem with bed adhesion. You'll see that it has a little lip here at the bottom, so when you do have resin that drips off the side, that lip will catch it. So that's a really great feature. Do like that. It's easy to use and easy to get on and off with one hand. Slides on and clamps down. Rock solid. No bolts, no nuts, no screws. Very, very simple to use. So how well does it print? Really, really good. I have some of my prints out here that I've been working on. They pretty much all need to be painted still, and I've kind of stopped printing so I can get started painting. But we're gonna go over some of them and let you see the detail on how well this thing does. Again, it's a 10.3 inch 8K screen, and the resolution is just phenomenal. And you can see here the detail that you get. And one of the things I noticed is you really don't get layer lines. Everything you see here has been printed at 0.05 resolution. And this is a round print, so usually you'll see layer lines when you get to the top of the print, and you don't see any layer lines. It's just really, really impressive. Does print in all different kinds of resins. You see this is clear resin here. And take a look at some of the details of that. This is Sunlu green. This is Nova 3D clear resin. This is Sunlu ABS-like resin. And we'll take a look at this T-Rex here. And again, you can see how great the detail is. You don't see any layer lines. You have fine, fine detail. It's phenomenal. great, great printer. This was the first print I did, Wolverine, and he has been cleaned up, but you can take a look and you can see how well this printer does. Again, these prints need to be cleaned up and prepped for painting, but again, you can see how well this thing does. I was really impressed with the incredible detail. You can see the little ridges on his wrench there. Take a look at the Hulk here. He's prepped, ready for painting. Here's Iron Man, Predator, and take a look at the teeth and you can see how sharp they are. Look at the ridges and the spikes in the dragon. Anyway, there's a whole lot to like about the printer. Really, really happy with it. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but you're paying for features that most other printers don't have. Yeah, so it's an awesome machine. I would not hesitate to buy it again. I highly recommend it. Just go ahead and visit Uniformation's website. You can also get it on Amazon, I believe, but it's a winner.